Good afternoon. Today we will be discussing the different types of business entities that exist when you're looking to start your own business. Our objective is to identify the various forms of business ownership. We want to demonstrate knowledge of entrepreneurship and its role in the business environment. So everyone, I want you to please open your digital notepad so that you can take some wonderful notes while we go over the four main types of businesses that exist. At the end of the class today, your exit ticket will count for 100 on a quiz grade by you displaying something or answering a question about something that we have learned today. So make sure you take good notes. How many of you guys know of someone that owns their own business? Or about how many of you want to even own your own business? Or maybe already own your own business? Well, today we are going to talk about the different types of businesses that exist. And we will also discuss the differences between the type of businesses today. All right, the first type of business that we are going to discuss is a sole proprietorship. This type of business is usually owned by one individual, and the owner is liable for all liabilities incurred by the company. So what does that mean? So let's say, for instance, someone owns a business. Let's say they own a car wash, and in the middle of performing a service for a customer, they accidentally scratch something on the car or cause some sort of damage. In a sole proprietorship, this type of business owner would be responsible for what's happened to the business because they're going to be responsible for any of those liabilities. A partnership, on the other hand, is a business that is owned by two or more people, and they're also responsible for the liabilities of the business. So if one or more persons own the business, then they actually share the responsibility if something should happen. The next type of business entity is a limited liability company, which is referred to as an LLC. In this case, owners are not personally liable for the operation of a business or any debt that a business has, and they can actually have an unlimited number of members that are included as a part of the LLC. So in this case, the example that we used beforehand in an LLC is something should happen to the customer's car, then they would be able to, have some sort of insurance or file a claim to recover or take care of any damages that were incurred, but the owners would not have to be personally responsible for those particular damages. Lastly, a corporation is not responsible for any personal liability for businesses, and they can have up to 100 shareholders. Corporations we usually see where they're, bigger businesses or businesses that provide bigger services for individuals, which would include multiple shareholders or holders of the actual type of business that exists. So today, to learn more about these types of businesses, we are going to look at an example, and then we're going to watch a YouTube video outlining some more examples of the type of businesses that we briefly discussed. Our first example here today, Jessica wants to start her own baking business. She has recipes that she has gathered from her family and has purchased the necessary equipment to start baking. Jessica's friend Brian will allow her to bake at his home and will deliver the items to customers. What type of business do you think Jessica would start? Now, there's no right or wrong answer here because we have limited information. One, of course, would say maybe a sole proprietorship because it's Jessica who has the idea and has started the business. You might say that she might want to ask her friend Brian about maybe starting a partnership or a limited liability corporation, companies. So there are definitely a lot of different ways to go with this. But what we're going to do today is take a deeper look at these different types of businesses. You guys will have an opportunity to create your own businesses, and then we will work together to discuss the type of business that we think each of us should create or build. Okay, thank you. So next, in order to create pretty much like a differentiated instruction for this particular lesson, I will watch on this part of the lesson, I will play a video on YouTube for the students to watch about the different types of businesses. Then we are going to allow the students to work individually to create their own business. So this type of activity is differentiated because it lets them choose how they would like to design their business or come up with their business idea. So the students will have the option to come up with a brochure, a commercial, advertisement, a social media post, a letter or email describing what their ideal business would be, number one, and what type of business entity do they think they should start with the type of business that they have selected. So once the students have created their own individual project or business idea, we will then break up into small groups and go over the different business ideas and let them work together to determine the type of business. The groups will then, present back to the class, and then we'll kind of together say, yes, we agree that this is this type of business, why and why not, just to get a better idea and understanding of the different types of businesses. And at the end of the class, to kind of check for understanding or more of a you know, informal type of assessment in the form of an exit ticket, I'll ask each student to share something that they've learned about one of the types of businesses to turn in for a quiz grade. Thank you for watching my presentation, and I hope you enjoy the rest of your day.